Yeah, we just finished doing wine there. So we're going to do a... get everybody dizzy with the camera. We're going to start grinding some grains for a honey brown beer recipe. That I'm putting together here as we speak. Of course, I need a little room. Scale. Yeah, I'm missing my bowl. That's right here. Dun-dun. I think we're going to be using some in the Munich. I know we're going to be using some Maris Otter. How you doing? Now, I want about 7 to 8 pounds of 2-row. So, right in there. All right. You're just asking to make it. I'm just asking to spill it all over. So. That's 151 today. We're getting our strike water up to about 165 is going to be our initial temperature. She'll drop by 10 to 12 degrees once we get into the mash tun and the grains get in there. Here is the mandatory fondling of the grain. They're all mixed up in here. So we'll be ready to dough in here in about 10 minutes according to the temperature gauge. Onward with batch 151. The dough in. You can see my strike water, what I got so far is 162. And I know she's going to cool down. I like to do it this way, just sprinkle it in slowly and the wife stirs it in there. With the sound of the Zyborg, what is it?
Cyborg.
What?
Cyborg.
The Zyborg from that movie, or the series, I don't know, it's one of those space series. Camera's not picking the sound up though. Let's listen and see if it does. I was hoping for about a 154, 55 dough in today. We'll see what we get. All right, on the beer I don't have a name for, batch 151. The last batch was called Political something. I can't recall the actual name of it. I gotta get on YouTube.
Sweet.
The last batch of Honey Brown
Oh.
was Politically Cranked. The name of that beer was Politically Cranked, was my last Honey Brown. So we're going to get a sample of Verloft. What you're going to see here when I first open the spigot is almost clear water that's sitting at the bottom of the mash tun. See my arms out of the way here for a second. You'll see that. There it is. And then you get your color. And I'm hoping that color is what I'm looking for. It looks like a brown ale. By the time I add my honey, my cinnamon stick, and a spice or two, whatever the wife's going to come up with, because she is a famous baklava maker for sure. She might want to put a little cumin or some allspice or something in this batch. We'll play that by ear. But for now, I'm going to get a Verloft, just a pitcher of this to help settle the grain bed, and that's enough for sure. She seemed to be running clear. Oops. I do have some sparge water here, and we'll take a specific gravity and show how that changes as we go. But I'll pour this in here as the Verloft. Get this in first. I didn't bring a spoon. Doesn't matter. So that's back in. Look at my coffee I haven't drank in there. So we're going to go off to the brew kettle slowly, but I'm going to get a reading of the specific gravity on the first little dump. Like a hydrometer, you still got to let this cool. You can't go with a very hot reading. It's got to be a little cooler to get the proper reading. So the first amount coming out is going to be pretty high, as in 1085. But you'll see it won't stay at 1085. That's going to change through the mash as your water drains through the grains. You saw in the beginning it was like pure water. It was just a little water at the bottom that it didn't go through the grain in the beginning. And as she drains, this is going to go from 1085 down to approximately 1030 by the time I start the sparge. And then we'll stir up what's in the kettle, and we'll get the actual specific gravity, which is my pre-boil reading. I like to see for future readings what's going on. Like, for instance, you start out with a pre-boil reading of 1040, and with my system here, my little kettle and my burner, I burn for an hour. I can burn almost 2 gallons, and I'll go from 1040 to 1052. She'll burn out that much water and leave that much sugars behind. So it's a game of fermentation, we all know. So let's get this going faster, and I'll show you how it, as it gets down to the end here, what the sugar ratio is still coming out of there. So here we are at the halfway point of the drain, and the grains are going to be crushed down to about here once it's all said and done. But let's see what the gravity reading is there at that point. We'll get it on there, we'll let it cool a second. Flip down our gate. Take my glasses off so I can see. Well, that don't make much sense. Take my glasses off so I can see. That makes any sense. So what we got here at this point is 1028 and dropping.
That's when I talk about your weakness in your life.
All right, I just sparged here with a little over a quart. I want to say about a half a gallon almost of water as the grain bed got exposed. And we're still pulling 10. Shaking here. 1017. And that's to be the end of our sugars that we're going to be getting out of this batch for sure. You can even tell by tasting it. The sweetness has gone away. But at this time, we'd gathered the wort we need. I'm trying to look at my gauge in there. I like to get about 7.5 gallons. And by the time we get this finished drained, we're going to be right on the money. I know I'm going to burn off almost 2 gallons. We'll stir this up and we'll show you what the real specific gravity, the pre-boil gravity is, all together mixed up before we start the boil. Never mind the soap suds in there. I'm just kidding, it's not soap suds, it's just the wort bubble, the sugars and the wort as it drained into the kettle. I never wash none of my equipment with soap ever. It's always just pure water. So what I'm doing here is getting a stir. Taking forever. I love the color so far. And we're going to get a sample of what it is all mixed up before we go to boil. Remember we started at 1085 or something, and our last of our sugars coming out of there were 1025. So let's see what the total mixture is here at the actual beginning. So this reading here I'm getting here so far is 1040. Now remember I said that I can get 10 more points out of that or something, so that's a good sign. I'm right on target where I wanted to be.
And we're going to add the honey.
And we add a little bit of honey at the end, so that'll bring it up too. So wait to see what those readings are. So one more time here. What did I say before? 1040. Yeah, 1040. So 1040 pre-boil. Starting gravity, specific gravity. But after we boil it, she's going to come up, and after we add the honey, she's going to come up. So let's get this on the boiler. Okay, one of my original honey browns. I don't even know if I'm on camera over here. How you doing? One of my original honey browns was called Politically Cranked, and it's still up online there. This one is going to be called Politically Cranked Up, like cranked up a notch. I use some different malts. A whole different recipe. As a matter of fact, the hot break is achieved now, so we can talk about some of that. We're going to put in 1 ounce of Willamette hops. Oh, they got stuck in there. They're in the basket. It also calls for some cinnamon sticks, which we're going to put them all in there because there's not that many. There's like 7 cinnamon sticks. They're in. At the end, it's going to go, it calls for 2 cups of honey. We're going to use orange blossom honey. We're going to put that in a cup right now. We're going to show you how we poured it out of a 63 pound pail back here. We're going to try to get 2 cups out of it very carefully without spilling it. My first order from the company I bought this from never made it to the house. It got stuck in delivery. They dropped it off the truck or whatever, and they had a big mess. So they sent me another pail, and we're good to go. So we're going to use this honey in here, 2 pounds of orange blossom, or 2 cups, and the rest of the honey's for making some good meads. So a hot break is achieved, the hops are in, and we're off. We're going to get this honey ready. Okay, the plug has been pulled on the orange blossom honey. Let's see if I can dump it all over the floor. The idea is what I'm thinking, oh shoot, is to turn it upside down like this. Oh, very carefully, my back. Oh, yeah, it'll work. Right there. The wife's sterilized.
Sanitized.
To sanitize the cup, not that it matters. This is going to be boiled. So, I might have to stand it up first. There's a lot there, see it?
No, just go like this.
I seen a video where the guy had come gushing out on him. So I'm going to leave this in front of it. Ready?
Go.
You got a plate here. Honey's usually pretty thick. I'll put this on camera so you can see my mistakes. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. And we're going to go with a full cup.
Full cup, 24 ounces. It's
So
3 cups, not 2.
okay, this will be 3 cups. It'll be little under a pound, or I mean, little under
2 pounds.
2 pounds. A little under 2 pounds.
I like this cup.
Oh my goodness. I love the orange blossom honey. I'm waiting to see some wings come flying out.
Is this unfiltered raw, right?
Yeah. It just means it's unboiled or unpasteurized.
This is working out pretty good.
Don't need to be.
As long as my hand doesn't give out. Keep going, keep going. Not there yet. Hold your horses.
And this is for the honey brown ale we're brewing.
Hold your
It's
horses.
going to be like a baklava.
Hold your horses. Okay, now. Got it.
Got it.
1, 2, 3, out the way. Here's your cloth to wipe the top.
No need.
I don't want any bugs getting on.
Okay. And there we go. We're going to cover that with some tin foil until it's ready to go into the mix. All right. And the honey brown, last 15 minutes, gets another ounce of Willamette hops. It gets an ounce of vanilla. The vanilla we'll talk about here is it's pure vanilla from Madagascar. No imitation crap there. Very, very good. It gets an ounce of Irish moss, that's in. And it gets an ounce of LD Carlson East Energizer. Oh, that's in. And at the end of flame out here, she's going to get the cup of honey. So I'm going to get my wort chiller in place. Oh, you should smell what it smells like in here. Oh, Lane. Nice. So we're going to get the wort chiller ready. So that's our flame out message. But we're going to get the hot basket out first. And then we got to pour our honey in here as soon as we do a flame out. So I got to get my wort chiller, which it ain't ready. Huh.
It's ready.
I'm sure that. We just won't shut the boil off at this particular second.
Or you just gotta hook the hose on.
So, whew.
24 ounces, 3 cups.
Okay, flame out! Flame out! And the honey brown. And it gets 3 cups of lovely honey here. And we will stir it in. We got to get a reading yet. Look at that. You can smell it also. There's 3 cups of lovely honey. So what I'm going to do here is rinse some of it out here. Using a hot wort. Woo! And just let that sit in there a minute. That'll dissolve the honey. And it's probably good right there. In we go. What doesn't come out, we'll enjoy later. So that's good to go. Flame out. Holy schmoly. We went from 1053, adding the honey to 1070. I'll do one more check here. I got some more on my spoon. $10.70 she is. You sit there.
I'm ready.
Get it in the corner. Yeah, I'm in and chilling. We're in and chilling, baby. There we go. So, 1070 I said?
1070.
Holy schmoly. That's going to finish off to be a 8%er or better. Honey brown, politically cranked up compared to the other one. That's the name of it, politically cranked up. It's a baklava type beer. We'll see what it tastes like when she's all done. It's going to be good. Why wouldn't it be? So everything's in. Looks like we're good to go. Finally, on the all, what's it called? Politically cranked up. The original was politically cranked. This is politically cranked up because we did a little different recipe. So the USO 5 yeast is in. Dun. Cover is on, gonna be on. Nothing more than a cleanup. I got to clean the kettle. And we're done in this one. Honey brown is in the fermenter and ready to rock. See you in 3 weeks.